Good afternoon and welcome to DCTV News at Noon program. This program is sponsored in its entirety by the Southwest TV Translators Association and is supported by the Dolores County Broadcasting Network. Special thanks goes to the manager of Southwest TV Translators Association, Wayne Johnson, for his guidance and assistance. The News at Noon program is in the pilot stage, and we hope to bring a variety of news and commentary for the Four Corners region. With all that said, I'm Kendra Cook, and my co-hosts are Kelsey Kiesling and Jerry Tope. And now here's the news. Monticello, Utah is home to a very substantial renewable energy power project being developed northwest of the town. You can already start to see the large Latigo wind farm turbines from right here in Dove Creek along the north end of the Abajo mountain range. The wind farm will feature 27 turbines, according to the San Juan Record. They will each be on a 250-foot tower, with the blades being 350 feet in diameter. In total, they will rise almost 450 feet above the base, which means the FAA will require many of the units to be mounted with red flashing warning lights. Sustainable Power Group, or S-Power, out of Salt Lake City, took over the project from Wasatch Power earlier this year. They are on schedule to get the project completed before the end of December in order to receive substantial federal subsidies before the production tax credit expires. The electricity generated will be sold to Rocky Mountain Power via a 20-year power purchase agreement. In related news, the second half of the largest phase shifting power transformer in the U.S. and second largest in the world was trucked into the Rocky Mountain Power Pinto substation just outside Monticello. The unit will weigh around 2.5 million pounds and operate as a 400 megavolt transformer set up to better accommodate the variable nature of renewable generating resources as they interconnect to the electrical grid.
In Cortez last Saturday, 8 storefronts on Main Street were vandalized by an unknown suspect armed with a BB gun. It was determined that windows and doors were damaged in 8 separate businesses. These include the Four Corners Community Bank, Main Street Brewery, Susie's Hallmark, Rent-A-Center, Slavin's True Value, and Brew's House of Color. The majority of these businesses were closed and no injuries were reported. The Main Street Brewery reported 1 damaged window from the shooting while customers were inside. At the Super 8 Motel, an employee was assisting a customer at the front desk when the suspect shot out 2 windows. A single BB was found at the scene. Police have listed this incident as an ongoing criminal mischief and reckless endangerment investigation. They have yet to report whether any arrest has been made in connection to the case.
According to a report in The Hill, the Republican Attorney General of Colorado says she has the power to sue over federal environmental rules, despite claims to the contrary from Governor Hickenlooper. In a recent court filing, Attorney General Cynthia Kaufman said her office has the right and responsibility to file lawsuits on the state's behalf, even though the governor supports the new EPA rules on power plant emissions, hydraulic fracturing, and water pollution. Kaufman said in a statement that, quote, even when the governor and the attorney general split along party lines, the attorney general has not only the authority but also the public duty to seek judicial review to protect the legal interests of Colorado and its people. In her judgment, independently, Colorado's legal interests are served by ensuring that the federal executive branch, when it seeks to displace state regulatory authority, is acting within the bounds of the law.
As reported in the Journal, according to Region 9's data, Montezuma County renters pay roughly 40% more for their rentals than what HUD deems as fair market value. Renters shell out an average of $759 a month for a 1-bedroom in Montezuma County. Broken down further, Cortez renters pay an average of $683, Dolores renters pay $475, and Mancos renters an area-leading $700 per month. That compares with fair market rates of $542 in all 3 towns for a 1-bedroom property, an average that is determined by HUD. A general rule of thumb many economists and housing experts agree on is that a household should not spend more than 1/3 of their total income on housing costs. That means that local households typically need to bring in a lot more in order to afford what's on the market. At a February Montezuma County Commission meeting, Housing Authority officials explained that there were 235 families and individuals on the waiting list for one of the affordable units the agency manages, as there are not nearly enough units on the market to accommodate them.
The Colorado State Trust has a mission of advancing the health and well-being of the people of Colorado. It was started when the nonprofit PSL Healthcare Corporation was sold to a for-profit organization in 1985. The proceeds of the sale were used to create the Colorado Trust, which is a foundation dedicated exclusively to the health of the people of Colorado. Since that time, the Trust has worked closely with communities and nonprofit organizations in every county across the state to improve health and well-being of Coloradans. More recently, the Trust began a new strategy aimed at empowering resident-led initiatives to advance health equity at the community level. They believe that all Coloradans should have fair and equal opportunities to lead healthy, productive lives regardless of race, ethnicity, income, or where we live. To that end, this year, Dolores County has been selected to initiate community-led development projects that may potentially be funded through the Trust while managed by and for the community. Tara Wick is the community partner representative now organizing meetings with Dolores County residents since the end of October, and she said that our community has really stepped up to this opportunity to come together and to have community conversations about Dove Creek. So far, there have been 9 conversations involving 140 residents, a discovery team of 11 Dove Creekers who volunteered to hold more conversations with people in their networks who have been trained. And don't forget that Tuesday, December 1st at 5:30 p.m., DCTV will host a call-in show with Pastor Greg and Dan and Anita Fernandez to open up the conversation to the 3 main queries being discussed. That is, what do you like about Dove Creek? What makes living in Dove Creek tough? And what would you like to see done to make a better change for the future? The live show will run for an hour and a half, during which, only at that time, you may call in at the 970-677-2283 number. Again, it's Tuesday evening, December 1st, from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on DCTV channel 32.1.
And now for sports as reported in the Journal, covering the start of the new basketball season. After falling in the semifinals of last year's district tournament and finishing with an 8-14 record, the Dove Creek Bulldogs are ready to take the next step. Coach Ty Gray and assistant coach Rick Ernst have a good group returning, including last year's 3 leading scorers in Jordan Ernst, 17.1 points per game, Scott Gatlin, 7.8 points per game, and Spencer Gatlin, 7.3 points per game. The place we're really looking right now is another ball handler because Alex did help out in that area, said Gray. The Bulldogs lost Alex Ogas to graduation and will look to fill his spot as a secondary ball handler, but Ernst is back as the team's primary guard. The Bulldogs also return their top 3 rebounders in the Gatlin brothers and Bo Hemphill, and with their size, Gray says they will look to get the ball inside if possible, but that they also have shooters. Gray said he believes Mankus and Ignacio will be tough and that the Bulldogs will have to play well to compete, but with the team of veteran runners, his goals are set high.
Snow accumulations of the skiff variety from nothing up to almost a half inch have been reported locally in the west end of Dolores County, with reports of up to 1 inch in the Mankus area. Today's high was 5-day image, please. Today's high was predicted to be 37 degrees, and it'll have to hurry up a bit to reach that. Lows this week for tonight and tomorrow night in the low teens, with Thursday and Friday and Saturday in the upper teens are expected. Highs are to be from the low 40s to the upper 40s for the remainder of the week. National, please. A dual low pressure system will continue to dumbbell out of the Central Rockies today. This dumbbell is the orographic effect of the Continental Divide Mountains. Then this 2-ended low will consolidate over the Iowa-Minnesota border on Tuesday. The southern portion will move into the high plains early this morning, with the northern trailing low pressure energy lingering over Wyoming. This dual low is responsible for the cold air aloft and will gradually work east of the area. Therefore, while snow will diminish over most of the region, it will persist over the central and northern Colorado mountains through this afternoon and along the northern divide overnight. Snow amounts still appear to fall below advisory levels. Valley inversions will develop overnight as the coldest air aloft moves to the east-northeast. The warming shifting in from the west Tuesday. A brief north flow develops over our region as on Tuesday as the low moves on to Wisconsin. Our regional, please. Quiet weather will return to the region during the remainder of the work week. A high pressure builds over the area from Tuesday into Wednesday as a trough of low pressure deepens over the west coast. Models bring this trough onshore Thursday. The weather for the remainder of the week should be just as it is today. Thank you.
More from the Journal reporting on the girls' basketball scene. Entering her second season as the Dove Creek girls basketball head coach, Angie Gatlin, and her assistant, Cammie Hankins, are trying to bounce back from the down year. Last season, the Bulldogs finished with a 4-16 record. The Bulldogs lost only one player to graduation, and although it was the team's leading scorer and second leading rebounder, Anna Lee, they returned players with valuable experience, like Larissa Martin, who is coming back off a knee injury. I see her putting a spark into our team and getting us going, Gatlin said of Martin. Gatlin pointed to Kiera Boffman, Brianna Boyd, Chris Johnson, and Michaela Hankins as other significant contributors. The Bulldogs are still young, with 3 freshmen, 4 sophomores, and 5 upperclassmen, but Gatlin hopes that they continue to grow as the season continues. And in Mancos, the Mancos Blue Jays started last season 1-5 before stringing together wins in the second half of the season to make it to the regional tournament. And with a team consisting of many girls that had never played, their success came as a welcome surprise to head coach Mallory Morgan. With Andy Pascal and Taylor Goff graduating, the Blue Jays will lean heavily on senior Jessica Gutierrez and junior Nicole Hess. Gutierrez will serve as the team's point guard and lone senior, with juniors Hess, Brittany Peacock, and Emma Most also stepping up into leadership positions. Sophomore Ashley Cole and freshman Emily Cole, Erica Peacock, and Taylor Samora round out the young team. While the team is young and may lack experience, Morgan and the Blue Jays' goal is to make it to the district tournament.
The white fir trees are abundant in the San Juan National Forest of Colorado, and they are a very popular choice for a self-cut Christmas tree. Once again this year, the San Juan National Forest Christmas tree permits are now on sale. For just $8, one tree up to 20 feet tall may be harvested in the specified areas. A new program offering free permits through the San Juan National Forest are being offered to 4th grade students who have a valid Every Kid in a Park pass or paper voucher, and the participating 4th grader must be present. Also new this year is the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Christmas Tree Train. You can go online to durangotrain.com to find out how to ride the train to get your tree. Of course, BLM Christmas tree permits are sold separately. They're available now at sale at Bayfield, Columbine Ranger District, Cortez City Market, Dolores Ranger District and Dolores Food Market, Durango Public Land Center and Kroger and Ace Hardware, in Mancos at Cox Conoco, and Pagosa Springs San Juan National Forest Pagosa Ranger District. If you live in Utah, the Monte La Salle Forest District is offering its Christmas tree cutting permits for $10 for up to 12 feet tall, with an extra 50 cents per foot above that. They are available now until December 24th or until sold out. Available at Moab or Monticello's Forest Service Supervisor's Office and the Moab Information Center. A limit of 3 permits per person, so you should purchase the permit directly from the district where you plan to cut your tree. A tag will be issued to you along with instructions and a map.
Again, thanks for tuning in. For Kendra Cook, Jerry Tope, and all those working to bring you DCTV and the News at Noon program from Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. See you next time.